All right, let's finish cutting up this onion. All right. We're going to move over a little bit so we can get this pot in here. And we're just going to just put these onions and these bell peppers a little bit before we put our meat in and our seasoning. So I have some hamburger left over. I like ground beef. I don't like chuck. I like something with a little bit of fat in it. And I'm going to add some garlic salt. They're going to give me some of my salt. Add some Lorry's seasoning salt. They're going to give me some more salt. I think that's enough. Italian seasoning. And I pour a heaping in there. And those are the main three ingredients that I use to season my meat for my spaghetti. We're going to let this cook. So it browns off very nicely. Now because I do like garlic, I am going to add some more garlic powder to the dish. Remember I put garlic salt, but I don't want it to be too salty. So now I'm adding garlic powder. I like a lot of garlic powder. I remember working at a restaurant called Monero's, that's how you pronounce it, it's so long. And they used to have us cut up a lot of garlic. But I have never found another Italian restaurant that tastes better than that. And I love Italian food. They had the best spaghetti sauce ever. I wish I would worked there long enough to learn how they made it. To kind of sneak preview. But I know we peeled a lot of garlic, a massive amount of garlic. And so I'm pretty sure that was one of the secret ingredients. So I'm going to put this chopping board aside, put the knife back in the sleeve so I won't cut myself. It's very sharp. Now I'm going to put this pot on the ball for the noodles. We'll put that back in the back. Like I said, it should be about a 30-minute meal. Once the meat get done, that's pretty much it. Add a little salt to the water, the seasoning. The meat is almost done. One thing I learned about spaghetti sauce, you know, a lot of kids say they love my spaghetti sauce. A lot of my family members, and when I make spaghetti to take to different events, they like it. I do not cook my sauce out of the jar that much. They have already perfected it. When you cook the sauce for over 5 minutes, it changes the flavor. You get a totally different taste. And so what I do is I just cook it barely enough to really heat it up and get it hot. And then I cut it off. And normally I don't have as much much meat in my spaghetti sauce as I have right now. I have about 3 or 4 pounds of hamburger, which I normally put a pound when I'm making my spaghetti, because I found out the more meat you put in your spaghetti, the more indigestion it gives you. And so I stopped adding a lot of meat to my spaghetti sauce. And like I said, we start this a little bit after 5 o'clock. It's 5:21 now. And we're pretty much through. Only thing I did was started my water boiling a little late. And so that's going to take 10 minutes once it starts boiling. Ground beef is almost done. Now my aunt, she's from Germany, and she said they start their hamburger raw in the sauce, and it makes it thicker. But we cook it first, and so I'm not going to change that. They cook theirs raw in the sauce, and they cook in the sauce. And it thickens up the sauce also. I don't know, but I will continue to cook the hamburger till it is have a little sauteing going on to make it more flavorful before I add the sauce. Like again, I said I don't cook my sauce that much once I put it into with the hamburger. So basically, we're waiting on the hamburger to saute a little bit. It's done now, but I want to get a little caramelization on some of the meat to bring out the flavor before I add the noodles. Add the sauce. I'm using Pregu. I normally have 2 jars. I only have 1. So we may have indigestion tonight. I'm not sure. But I'll bring you back shortly. All right, we're back. And we see how the hamburger has seared a little bit, brown a little bit. And since we didn't have a lot of big jar of spaghetti sauce, I'm using some of these cans of tomatoes, spaghetti sauce, canned spaghetti sauce. Now with the canned spaghetti sauce, I will let them cook a little bit longer. So I'm gonna let these cook a little bit before I add my jar of Pregu. So I'm gonna let this saute a little bit. Let me find a lid for this. And we'll be right back. All right. We'll let the canned spaghetti sauce simmer for a little bit. See how much meat that is? It's almost like sloppy jelly. So that's why I added the can, so that when I add the jar, I'm just gonna let this cook briefly, not long. And I do not take my fat off of my spaghetti when I'm adding sauce. I mix it up first. That makes a difference in how to flavor. Fat is flavor. You want to be health conscious, take it off. If you want to enjoy your meal, leave it there. And so, if you want your kids to eat your spaghetti, not call it nasty, leave that fat on there. They're young, they can work it off. I'm not going to cut the video off because I want you to see how long I let it cook. The water's almost ready for the noodles. So I am an angel hair person. I love thin noodles. So the water's boiling a little bit. Now these noodles won't take that long to cook because they're so thin. 7-8 minutes at the most, 10. So it says here, bring 4 quarts of water to a boil with each pound. Boil uncovered for 4 to 5 minutes or until desired tenderness. Remove from heat and drain. So I won't take that long to cook. My water has not really came all the way to a ball, but I know it's fine. It will continue to do so. I'm gonna cut this off because it's cooked long enough. It's bubbling. Like I said, you can change the flavor of your jar by cooking it too long. And we're through with the sauce. I think that took about 20 minutes to cook. We start a little bit after 5. It's 5:38 now. All I'm doing is waiting for the noodles to cook. I'm gonna pull this off the heat so it won't continue to simmer. And the noodles are starting to ball. And that should do it. I'll bring it back when I fix my plate.